There be dragons everywhere. Hi. 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 Welcome to Mrs. Sebastian's classroom again. I'm so happy you're here to join us on this new learning adventure. And today we're going to be making dragon's eyes origami. So we're going to have them blink. It's so cool. I do want to talk to you for just a moment about eyes if you've never looked at your eyes before, but there is a couple of main parts, and the two I really want to highlight with you today is the iris, which is the colorful part of your eye. It's either brown, hazel, gray, green, blue. And inside of the iris, there's a black circle called a pupil, and that is like the window into your eye, and the iris is like the house for the window. So the pupil allows light into your eyes so that you'll be able to also see, so it captures that image you're looking at as well. When you're outside and it's really sunny, to protect your eyes, doesn't need that much light. The pupils get really tiny. And when you're inside and it's darker and your eye needs more light in order to see what's going on, so you don't trip over your dog in the middle of the night getting a drink of water, it will get bigger. So today we're going to be making a really colorful iris, and then the pupil has a couple of options. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and without further ado, let's learn a little bit about dragons and then do our dragon eye.
Dragons. Everybody knows what a dragon is. And they are thought to be enormous, fierce, bloodthirsty creatures appearing in fairy tales and legends. But they also appear in artwork. Here we can see the famous Japanese artist Hokusai. And this artwork has a dragon that's on a cloud traveling towards the peak of Mount Fuji. This is from his collection of prints called The Views of Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is a sacred mountain in Japan, and it's Japan's most famous mountain as well. The dragon is a legendary beast in the folklore of many European and Asian cultures. Legends describe dragons as large lizard-like creatures that breathe fire and have what? So do dragons have sharp teeth? What does the dragon's eyes look like? And that's actually going to be our project today. We're going to be doing an origami blinking eye of a dragon. Do dragons have horns? How about claws on their feet? Or do they even have feet and legs? Do they have wings? Spiky spikes going down their back? Do they have a long tail? In Europe, dragons are traditionally portrayed as ferocious beasts that represent the evils fought by human beings. So we always think about knights in shining armor battling from many, many years ago. And they have some of the same characteristics we think of when we think of dragons. So maybe some people hundreds of years ago found a fossil and thought, what is this creature? It must have been alive many years ago, and called it a dragon. So do dragons exist today? Well, some are called dragons, like the Komodo dragon that has a lot of bacteria in its saliva in its mouth. So if it bites you, you could actually get sick from it. But we also think about it in things like movies and books and games. Of course, we have Charizard, we have Sleeping Beauty's dragon there, and Aragon, great book. But are all dragons vicious and deadly? Well, Mushu wasn't, and he was helping Mulan to be the best Mulan she could be. In a lot of Asian cultures, they are actually thought of to be extremely helpful, friendly creatures that also ensure good luck and wealth. This picture here is from the movie Spirited Away, and the dragon in it doesn't even have wings, but it's able to fly in the sky. In China, during traditional New Year's Day parades, people will put themselves in large dragons and parade through the town. And, they're thought to spread good luck for the year when they do that. And also, Chinese belief, dragons prevent evil spirits from spoiling the new year. They're also believed to have the ability to create rain, which is important to help crops grow. In some stories, the dragon is admirable, intelligent, and educated, who leads a most interesting life. In the world of fantastic animals, the dragon is unique. Here's another one by Hokusai. And these artworks, this one happens to be a sculpture, and this one's just a drawing. All right, let's get to making our art project for the day. Things that you'll need for this lesson: a piece of origami paper, and we also have some crayons, but you could use colored pencils or even markers. I have a Sharpie, which is optional, and then maybe a pencil if you feel like you need to draw first before you go over it with crayons or markers. And of course, your imagination. All right, I am using traditional origami paper for this, which is going to be colored on one side and white on the other, but you can use white paper for this too. You just need it to be in a square format. So for me, I am going to be using a Sharpie since I know this is going to be for a dragon's eye, and I'm going to make scales on the back of this. I am going to be using a marker, which means you might be able to see a little bit of the lines on the white side when we flip it over, but I think when I color the eye, it's going to cover that up. So for this first step, I'm just decorating the outside of the eye here. This will become the dragon's eyelids. I'm doing a scale pattern. Be careful when using regular markers because traditional origami paper is a little smooth and it takes a little longer for the marker to dry. And so you may get some smears if you try to work with it too soon. For my next step, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over to the white side. So go ahead and flip yours. I'm gonna turn it so it looks like it's a diamond. And next, we're going to do the mountain fold. So I'm gonna take this bottom corner and I'm gonna go up and touch the top corner, just like so. Try to make those creases as straight as possible. I usually will line up the paper so it's just right, and then my hand will go across and make that crease really nice and straight. Folds you do now will affect how good it looks at the end. All right, next I'm gonna open it back up and I am going to turn this 45 degrees and we're gonna do the exact same thing. So right now I'm looking at this crease that's going straight up and down now because I turned my paper. And now I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna pick up this corner and I'm gonna fold it up to the top and do the mountain fold again. And it's pretty obvious why it's called the mountain fold because it looks like a mountain when you do that. So all I did was I picked up that bottom point and matched it up to the top point so it'll make a crease going straight across in the middle. Now, when you have it open back up, it should look like a plus sign in creases. All right, for our next step, we're going to be taking this top point here and we're going to fold it so it touches the middle point here where the plus sign is. So just pick that up, fold it down, crease across. Take the bottom point, fold it up so it reaches the middle point and then crease across. So we just did that with both sides. Pick up the top point, fold it, pick up the bottom point, fold it, so they just barely itsy bitsy touch right in the middle. All right, look at yours. Does it look something like mine? Next, we're gonna go ahead and do another fold here. We're gonna go from the top and we're gonna take this edge here and we're gonna line it up with the crease in the middle. So we're folding this in half one more time. And then we're gonna do the same thing at the bottom. Take that bottom edge, fold this in half so it reaches that crease that was originally in the middle of our paper. Now, sometimes we do creases that will help us with future folds, and actually we're gonna do that right now. So we just made some of these folds. We're gonna open our paper back up again. All right, so how many creases do we see going across our paper? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the line going across the middle. 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 creases here now. I'm gonna take the top point right here and I'm gonna fold that down so that it touches the second crease right here. So take that, fold that down so it touches that second line crease from the top. Looks like this. Go ahead and do that from the bottom too. Pick up that little triangle that's at the bottom of the point and fold it up to the second line. Crease it down. All right, here's our next step. We're gonna fold it one more time over. So take that top edge, fold it down. So now we're gonna reach the third crease. Fold that down to the third crease here. We just picked up that top edge and skipped over a crease and did the crease right here. Line up that edge with that crease. Check yours. Does it look like mine? All right, we're gonna do the same thing at the bottom. Fold up that bottom edge so it becomes even with this line right here, which is the line right below the middle crease. So check yours. Does it look like mine? All right, so now we have this. We need to make the eye right here in the middle. So this is where my pencil is going to come in handy, and I'm going to do my dragon eye like so.
You know, I could definitely even make it go bigger. Like if you wouldn't have rings of different colors, you could do that too. So if you want to make a picture, for example, of maybe the dragon is staring at you and you want to make a picture of yourself in the middle, you can even do that in his pupil if you want to. I think I'm going to just do some circles, and I'm going to do some really cool coloring here. So once I've got that sketched out, I am going to do this. All right, so now I want to really have some fun with these different rings that are going to be part of my dragon eye. And I'm gonna use different crayons, and I'm gonna try blending some different colors in here. Once I feel like this dragon eye looks great, then I am ready to do the next step, and that is to take that top edge and we are going to fold it over so it covers up the top part of the eye. So I just took that top edge and folded that down. And then I'm going to take this bottom edge and fold that up. So now his eye is just about completely covered. So I just took the top and bottom edge and had them meet in the middle. All right, so look at yours. Does yours look something like mine? All right, so now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and flip it over from left to right. So go ahead and flip this over from left to right. So next what I'm going to do is I am going to take this left-hand side and I'm going to fold it over to the crease that should be in the middle. And then I'm going to take the right-hand side and fold that in so it meets the other one right in the middle. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I am actually going to do a diagonal fold here. And to show you the diagonal fold, I'm just going to use my crayon to kind of show you. It's going to be a diagonal fold that will be from this corner here up to the crease that's right here. So I'm going to take that top corner and I'm going to try to incorporate it so it looks like this. So I take that top corner and I'm going to fold it down so it's a diagonal one that will be from this point here to the crease up here. So it's just a diagonal fold. And then I'm going to do that with the other side too. I did it with the left side, I want it with the right side. All right, open those back up again and then do the same thing with the bottom corners. Again, this is going to be a diagonal line that goes this way on this side. and this way on this side. When you're done, open it back up. All right, we're ready to make them blink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these corners here like this in a pinch, flip it over, and then when you push these together, it looks like his eye is blinking. All right, there's the dragon's blinking eye. I hope you enjoyed this project.